Hello, Morris. It's Miss Baig here, and welcome to your second English lesson for this week. Today is Tuesday, the 26th of January, 2021. Our learning objective for today is, can I describe the features of instructional writing? Can I describe the features of instructional writing? Fantastic. For this lesson, you will need good listening ears and good magna eyes. Okay, now, in yesterday's English lesson, you started to learn the text map with Mrs. Gabella, titled How to Brush Your Teeth in Space. So, if you have not watched that video already, please go and learn the text map with Mrs. Gabella. Okay, now, our text map is about writing instructions on how to brush your teeth in space. So, have you ever? You will need steps to be taken. Step 1, first, then, next, finally, okie dokie. Right, and top tip. Okay, in this lesson, we are going to learn about the features of instructions. So instructions are when someone gives you like a command or tells you to do something in a particular way. Like, for example, please sit down with your hands on your knees. Well done. Please sit down while crossing your arms. Well done. That is an instruction. Great job, Morris. Okay. Right. Now, how to brush your teeth in space. This is our, let me make myself bigger, title. Well done. Okay. Instructions will usually have a title explaining what you are going to do or what you are making. So, for example, if I'm trying to bake a cake, the title might say how to make a strawberry cake or chocolate cake. Okay, so that's the title. So our title for our text map is How to Brush Your Teeth in Space. Okay, the next bit, is this part, which is have you ever? This is the introductory paragraph, which explains in more detail about the instructions. Okay, so it's an introductory paragraph. It explains more about the instructions. If you're baking a cake, for example, if you're following a recipe, it might say, oh, this is a beautiful vanilla strawberry cake or vanilla cake with some fresh cream icing or blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it might just describe the instructions slightly. Right, the next section is what you will need. In this section, you may have a bullet pointed list, so it's like little dots, of the things or equipment that you need, sometimes labeled as ingredients. So you will need all ingredients. Okie dokie. Next. What else do we have in instructions? Okay, after the list of the things that you need or the equipment that you need to follow the instructions, there are steps that you follow in order. So remember, first is always number 1. Finally always comes at the end. So we have first, that's step 1. Step 2 is then. Step 3 is next. And step 4 is finally, which is the last step at the very end. So we started from number 1 and we've gone all the way to number 4. Okay, so they can sometimes be numbered, which is usually very easy. I mean, when I follow a recipe and it's not numbered, I get confused. Or time sentence starters, which is also very handy for me because I always know first is always number 1 and finally is always the last step. It may also be labeled as the method. Well done. So, steps to be taken or method. Well done, Morris class. Okie dokie. Now, the last section may suggest a top tip for carrying out your instructions. It may or may not, okay? So that's not always a given, which means it's not always true every single time. Right, I'm going to show you some examples of instructions that you might find around your house. For example, we've got BBC Children's in Need, Joe Wick's Healthy Beans. frozen berry and yogurt bark. So that is our title. Next, we've got our ingredients. So here is our list of things that we need. Next, we have method, which is our instructions. Look, they're numbered 1, 2, 3, all the way down to number 7, so what would number 1 be if we were using a time starter? Well done. What would number 7 be? What would number 7 start with? What word for a time starter? Finally, well done. Okay, here are instructions on how to play a game. How to play Go Fish. That is our title. Well done. Here, players, it says 2 to 6. Goal, collect the most sets of 4. Setup. And here are the rules. So, now this does not have an ingredients list, but it does have a setup, which is basically like ingredients. Each player deal each player 5 cards. Remaining cards to go in draw pile. Next, rules. So that this rules would be method, the equivalent to method in a baking recipe or a cooking recipe. So we've got method and we've got rules. We've got a dash. Player 1, so they're in order. Okie dokie. Let's look at a few more examples. So we have some Lego here. Now, some instructions that you might find, they don't have any words at all. They just have visual cues, which shows you step by step that you need to go and collect this piece. Sometimes they are numbered, so it might be A, the next one might be B, the next one might be C. So if it says 1A, then you need, right, it's step number 1, and I need to find the piece A. So this might be piece A. Right, I've got piece A. Right, number 2, it says number B. Right, where's B? Right, here we go, my good old Christmas cream. Here's B. Right, I need to put it on like this. So it doesn't actually have written instructions, but they have visual cues. And here is another example of visual cues. So this is a chatterbox. Well, I call it a chatterbox when I was in school. I'm not sure what nowadays this is called. I think it's a chatterbox. If not, let me know in tapestry comments, because you can't comment on this video, but you can let me know in the tapestry comments. Right. So step 1, fold this corner. Step 2, and then all the way up to number 9. So they are visual cues. Okay, next we have how to wash your hands. Number 1, wet your hands with warm running water. So here are another set of instructions. And under here we have how to make a dumper truck. So you will need, so this is like the equipment list. 1 large cereal box, 2 small cereal boxes, a shoe lid, thin strip of blue paper, 4 bottles, blah, blah, blah. And then we've got method. So that is the way that the step by step. First, cut the small cereal box in half lengthways. Next, stick it on top of the larger cereal box. Then, and then so and so forth. Okie dokie. Now, last couple of examples, we have how to make a bird feeder. This is what you will need, and this is the method. Now, have you noticed that these actually don't have a top tip at the end? So maybe that's something to think about. So bird feeder might be, make sure you get a variety of seeds to please different birds. I don't know, that maybe that might be a top tip. Okay, and then we've got a science experiment example here. Let's make it a bit bigger because the writing is quite small. Okie dokie. So science experiment for kids is our title. So enjoy fun science experiments. So that's our little writing over here at the top, which explains to us a little bit what this experiment, what the end goal of the experiment could be. Okay, the results, and then bending water with static. Oh, that seems quite nice. I might try that myself. Okay, and then what you will need. So here's your list of equipment that you will need, and then instructions numbered 1, 2, and 3 of how to complete the experiment. Okay, now your challenge, Morris class, is to find different types of instructions around your home. You can look on your bookshelf. You can look where you keep your board games. You can search on the internet too. Once you have found a few instructions around the house, you're going to record yourself with your findings, or you can just take a picture, or you can record yourself. Now, I have a few here, which I am going to show you. So number 1, I have some lasagna from Tesco, some lasagna, and on the back, now I'm going to show you. Right, I was just checking whether I might be able to see it, might not. Right, so over here, you can see, hang on, let me see where it says. So this is what it is. So it just gives us a little bit of information here. And then over here, it says cooking instructions. So this is telling me for how long in the oven. If I put it in the oven, I need to put it for this many minutes, which I think it says 25 to 30. Oh, it says 35 to 40. And then here I've got another set of instructions. It's telling me different ways that I can make it. And at the bottom, it's given me a top tip. It's given me storage, how to store it. And it says store in a cool, dry place and once opened in an airtight container. So it's given me a top tip at the bottom of how to store this pasta. Okay, the next one that I've got is I have concentrated disinfectant. Okay, so you guys might have this in your house. It's actually like a bit of and then on the back it says the instructions here how to use. So here's my title, concentrated disinfectant. I've got how to use step 1, step 2. It's got both. It's got a visual cue and it's got some writing. And over here it's a top tip. It's got look, warning signs. It means it's inflammable and it's dangerous. So it says caution and it's giving me a top tip at the bottom. So that was an example there. Right, next, by the way, recommend this, it smells lovely. Okay, next I have, because I found a new passion for baking. Well, I've always liked apple crumble, but I've got some crumble topping. Okay, now on the back it says preparation, and just here it says preparation and guidelines. So it says cooking. It tells me how to do it. It says over here, it says method. Can you see that? It says method. There we go. Sorry, the reflection from my patio is right. Method, and then it tells me how to. And at the bottom, it says important. So it's giving me a top tip, and it says all appliances vary. These are guidelines only, not suitable for microwave cooking. So it's giving me a top tip. Oh, where has it gone? There it is. It's giving me a top tip there as well. And lastly, what I found in my cupboard was I found all of these things in my cupboard. I didn't even look on my bookshelf yet. I have some squash. I've got some double concentrated tropical squash. And on the back, let's see what it says. Oh, here it is. It's on the side. So it says preparation guidelines. So how to prepare this. It says shake well and something. It says something. My eyesight isn't that great. Shake well and dilute to taste. Dilute 1 part squash to 9 parts water. Caution. That's my top tip. Dilute with extra water for toddlers. Okay, so to monitor the sugar intake. There we go. So that's my preparation guidelines at the top there. Okie dokie. So I have found 4 things just within my kitchen. I haven't even looked anywhere else in my house yet. So I've managed to find these 4 lovely things: pasta, disinfectant, crumble topping, and some squash. Now, your job is I will take a picture, or you can even record yourself. So you can, just like I'm showing you now, I will record myself showing you the instructions of how to prepare it. If you could ask your adult to record yourself and upload it onto Tapestry, that would be fantastic. So, Morris class, I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. It was like a fun, engaging lesson, English lesson, where you can just get up and go and rummage around. Obviously, please do ask your parents first before sort of touching any harmful substances like fairy liquid or washing powder, or if you are going into your kitchen, or oil or anything, please make sure an adult is with you, just so you stay safe, because you don't know, some products might have harmful ingredients. Okie dokie. Thank you so much for watching Myra's class. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. Please upload your pictures on Tapestry. I can't wait to see them, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.